Hey guys, welcome to Exploring Stebbins Part 2. Now, I've got the deck in the size Stebbins stack, and one of the things that we notice as a magician, and we always worry about, is the alternating red-black order. I've never had anybody call me out on that, on the Stebbins stack. And there's things that you can do. There's effects that you can take advantage of having the alternating order. One that comes to mind is Juan Tamarez's Neither Blind Nor Stupid. And then there's a really simple location effect you can do. If you have somebody think of an even number and an odd number, and they count down in the pack. So let's say they think of 4, and they count 1, 2, 3, 4 to their even number, which is the 8 of clubs, and then they drop the deck on top. And then the next spectator has an odd number, like let's just say 3, 1, 2, 3. They remember their card, the 4 of diamonds, and they drop the deck on top. They could cut the cards, but when you spread through, there's only going to be 2 spots where there's a pair of colors together. Here there's 2 reds together. The first card is going to tell you the selection. So the 4 of diamonds is one that's been selected. And as I spread through, here are 2 black cards together. And I know that their card's going to be the 8 of clubs because it's the first one in the pack. Okay, so that's something that you can do as a location effect with 2 spectators because of the alternating color order. All right, let's get these back into Stebbins. So we got a club, heart, and then we'll go spade, diamond, club, heart, spade, diamond, and we're back to 7. Okay, now we're back to our Psi Stebbins stack. All right, now something else that you can do with Psi Stebbins is you can convert it into a stay stack or a mirror stack. And the way you do that is you reverse the top 26 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I've reversed the top 26 cards, and now we're in a stay stack or a mirror stack, meaning that card 1 is a mate to card 52. Card 2 is a mate to 51. 3 is the mate to 50. Okay, and those are going to match up all the way through until you get to the middle of the pack where you've got 2 matching black 7s. And then on each side you got matching red 10s, kings. So it's a stay stack or a mirror stack. They mirror each other, and it's called a stay stack because if you give this deck out pharaohs, every time you give it an out pharaoh, it always stays in the mirror. That doesn't change. Okay, so you can go through a routine like Marlowe's matching routine or Martin Nash's ovation, which, by the way, on my channel, I do ovation by Martin Nash. So you could go back, watch that routine, and see how the stay stack works. And it also uses a parallel stack, which Psi Stebbins is a parallel stack without doing anything to it. So if I revert back to the original Stebbins, I'm going to reverse the top 26 cards again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. We're back to the original Stebbins. But if you go down to the 26th card and you take cards 27 through 52 and you compare them to 1 through 26, you're going to notice that the cards match. Like the last card are matching red 4s, and then there's matching black aces, matching red jacks. At the top, you've got there's mates right there, black 7s, red 10s, black kings, all the way through the pack. This is a parallel stack, and this is used in those blockbuster closing matching type of effects, like you'll see on my channel with Ovation. And that's right there built in to the Psi Stebbins stack. It's really cool stuff. Something else to note when you're going through those stay stacks and you're doing those out pharaoh shuffles, the card at 18 and 35, those cards always are going to exchange positions. They're never going to go anywhere else in the stack. They're going to go from 18 to 35, and 35 is going to go to 18, and they're just going to go back and forth with every single out pharaoh, which you can use that to your advantage in some effects if you just get creative with that. I know Marlowe has an effect called 1835 that I read recently where he takes advantage of that property in the stay stack. Okay, now there are some forces you can do. Let's say if you cut a jack to the face, in this case the jack of hearts, the next jack in the pack, which here is going to be the jack of clubs, this can be forced. Or you could put a card on the back of it, maybe an odd-backed card with an X on it or whatever. But the jack that is second from the face can be forced if you have a spectator Like let's say you have a spectator start turning cards face up, and they can stop when they want. Now, as long as they stop between cards 4 and 16, which they will do if you have them dealing the cards one-handed face up, because it just kind of feels awkward, it's uncomfortable, and they want to get to the effect and get it over with. So let's say they stop right here. You can say, would you like to have this card and the next 3? Do you want to take the 2 and the 3 before it? Do you want to take 2 cards from here, 2 cards from here? It doesn't matter. Let's say they take the 2 cards from here, they'll take the queen and the 2, and they'll take the next 2 cards. If you add up the 4 values, 12 and 2 is 14, plus 5 is 19, 19 and 8 is 27. So now if we count down 27 cards, we're going to land on that jack of clubs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. This is 27. There's the jack of clubs. And you could make that a prediction effect, a card at a number effect, or you could put any other card in there that you want, okay? So that's an interesting property that was discovered by Stuart James about the size Stebbins stack. Okay, there's another property where if you, let's say you want to force the number 15, if I cut between the 6 and the 9, and then I Pharaoh shuffle face up into face down, so I turn half the cards face up, keep half the cards face down, and we give a perfect out Pharaoh shuffle, I'm going to end up with cards face to face, okay? But what's interesting about this is that at the face-to-face positions, like right here at the 10 and the 5, if you add those cards together, you now have 15. Over here with the jack and the 4, 11 and 4 is 15. 8 and 7 is 15. There's a 10 and a 5. Here you've got a king, which is 13, and a 2. That's a 15. Here you've got a 12 from the queen and a 3. So pretty much anywhere they select 2 cards face to face, you can force the number 15. And you can do that with almost any number that you can make from adding the values of 2 cards together. Now sometimes there's some exceptions where there's going to be some pairs that don't add up, but there's going to be a huge chunk of pairs where you can force a number by using the size Stebbins stack. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do an anti-Pharaoh here to get these face-up cards out of here. So that's another property that I think is really cool with Stebbins. And the last thing I like about Stebbins, and it's probably my favorite, my mem deck is the Redford stack. I love the Redford stack. And if you know anything about Redford, you're going to know that to get to Redford, you got to go through Stebbins. So if I'm in Stebbins, I can get to Redford in it takes about 15, I would say about 15 seconds, more or less. So here's the procedure. If you just watch, and now if you guys are timing me right there, I'm now done. I just went from size Stebbins to the Redford stack. I would say it was maybe 15 seconds, 16, 17 seconds. It doesn't take long at all. And I went from Stebbins to Redford. Now, if I want to go back to Stebbins, like maybe I do a couple of mem deck effects that doesn't destroy the order, and I want to come back because I want to do a Stebbins effect like Stebbins prediction or up the ante, something that's big and powerful, I can now revert back to Stebbins, and I can put the same passcode into the deck that I did to get to Redford, and it will take me right back to Stebbins stack, okay? Which is really, really cool. I like to bounce back and forth between those two stacks. So there's just a few more things that I wanted to cover and go over with you about the size Stebbins stack.